Miami, Miami, Miami. We are just going to take a moment here to appreciate the beauty that is Miami. Miami is such a beautiful place, and it has had such a great impact on my life, such a positive impact on my life. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jackie, and I help people find happier, healthier, more fulfilling lives through elevating their lives with a balance between their mind, body, and soul. One of the most asked questions I get is how I became an entrepreneur, how I got into the different things that I'm into. Last week, I introduced how I went from consulting to getting my hand into a few different businesses, and then ultimately took an opportunity to move to Miami on a 6-month contract. As I stated in that video, I signed some really heavy NDAs, so I'm not allowed to go too into what that contract looked like, but I am allowed to say that the business didn't go through. I had been there for about a month and a half, 2 months, and we were very behind on the project schedule, and the client just kind of kept like yesing me to death. Don't worry, enjoy Miami, enjoy Miami. This was before I had like eased into business. I was in like hustle mode. I wanted to go. I am not like that anymore. In retrospect, if that had been now, it would have been the biggest blessing. Like, I'm getting paid to do nothing. That would have been awesome, but I couldn't just sit still at that time. I was really discouraged. I was working with just a very small handful of clients over Skype, and this was like before Zoom was a thing. I just had so much free time, and I was like, I need to work. I had gotten very used to those long days. I had my brother and his friend coming to visit me, and I wanted to do something special for them. So I wanted to like rent a Ferrari or a Lamborghini. That's like a big thing to do in Miami, to rent these exotic cars. It's like part of the fast lifestyle, the fast money, the fast cars, the fast girls. Like, it's all very much Miami. Started looking into the pricing, and I was just like, $1,200 to $3,500 or even up to $5,000 a day. I was like, I'm not trying to pay that. Now, I'm in marketing, so I'm looking for the company with the shittiest marketing, and I found him. I went up to their place of business and I started asking them questions. You have the coolest inventory, you have the coolest product, you're in one of the coolest locations in the world. Why does your social media, why does your website look like this? Ended up negotiating with the owner to exchange social media consulting package and some photography in exchange for the car rental. He really liked what I did. He offered me a job. It's not just the cars, it's also yacht charters, it's villa rentals, condo rentals, and now I'm working on commission, so the more I work, the more money I make. I'm also always thinking, how can we expand? How can we market better? How can we get these cars rented out all the time? How can we make sure the yacht is out all the time? When I would have guys come in to rent a car, 2 or 3 guys, they'd be like, oh, we want to get a car. I'm like, listen guys, you want to take a car out with 1 seat. That means you can have 1 girl in this car. You can't stick them in the trunk. There's not enough room in a Ferrari trunk for a person. But if you take out a yacht, you can get a handful of girls, and any girl in Miami is gonna want to go on a yacht with you. You tell them you're having a party on a yacht, they're there. That was my sales pitch. I made a higher commission on yacht charters than I did on cars, and then on top of that, the yacht charters are more expensive than the car rentals. I was renting out that yacht all the time. It was just so much fun. I'm in Miami. I'm getting paid to drive Ferraris and Lamborghinis. I get to take the cars out to all the locations to take photos of them. I get to bring some of my friends to be my little models in the photos. Photography was something that I was always very interested in. My dad was very interested in photography, something that me and him always bonded over. And I had taken classes to learn how to develop film, learn more about photography. So it was something that was always a passion of mine, but it wasn't something that I was doing for work until I went to Miami. So it became 50% renting out these cars, these yachts, these houses, etc. 50% doing the marketing for it. So taking the photos, expanding the business as well. I started to go to the local hotels and talk to the concierge. If you send a client my way, this is what I can do for you. Connecting with the hotels was a lot of fun because I was able to offer discounts. Let's say the hotel was having a holiday party, I would offer them a discount on the yacht charter. The more you scratch my back, the more I can scratch your back. Discounts, etc., etc. It was a lot of fun, and every day was different. I got to go to work, and it's like, what car do I want to drive to work? Do I want to drive an Aventador? Do I want to drive the Ferrari, my favorite, the 458 at the time? Top down, blast my music. It was just so much fun. It was really like one of the best times of my life work-wise. As I started connecting with the different hotels and they saw what I was doing for the yacht charters, for the cars, for their social media, for their websites, they started referring me to the hotel's marketing team. This was still the beginning of social media marketing. People were kind of scrambling. A lot of these people who were in marketing positions, marketing directors, marketing managers, they had went to school 10 years prior. Social media wasn't even a thing. A lot of them just didn't adapt to social media. So they were kind of lost. And I started doing marketing consulting for the hotels down there. I started getting hooked up with the hotels. They started connecting me with the local PR companies, larger companies down there. I could go into individual work, like working with celebrities. I could bash some of your favorite celebrities. Some of them are fucking assholes. I could really get into the lifestyle of Miami, but we would be here forever. Maybe I'll make another video down the line. This is really just about my work. What I was doing was renting the cars, renting the yachts, renting the houses, and then doing the marketing for it. And then in doing that, the marketing work expanded into doing the marketing work for hotels, PR companies, etc., etc. At the end of 2014, I got invited by the marketing team for Grey Goose to go to the south of France and stay at this gorgeous villa, Les Loges Villa. It is still like the top 3 experiences I've ever had in my life. It was one of the most beautiful properties I've ever been to. It was just so stunning. There is a link to an article on my website in the description of this video if you want to see some photos from that trip. In 2011, when my consulting company started to do really well, I was taking like a lot of little trips here and there, different islands in the Caribbean. I went to Bali. Travel was just always something that I loved. I created a whole second Instagram page just to share my travel photos. Influencers weren't really a thing at the time. The word influencer wasn't a thing, and we weren't using that terminology, influencers in the wild. They weren't out there yet, but people were starting to travel and share their experiences online. I had about a year or so experience in marketing in the travel sector. I have the photography experience. I knew I had an opportunity here. The marketing and the business background, I had the connections, I had the upper hand. Over the next 6 to 7 months, I started building up my portfolio. A lot of local hotels. I took a few trips like to California, did a road trip from New York all the way down to Nashville, down to New Orleans, back down to Miami. I partnered with a lot of hotels, a little bit of marketing consulting along the way. So now I was building up a marketing consulting company on the side of my business consulting company. And in August of 2015, I decided to give up my apartment in Miami because I really wanted to pursue this opportunity that I had to travel for work. I didn't like the idea of coming home to a state in a city where I didn't have family. I wanted to come home to my home. I moved my things into my parents' house, and in October of 2015, I departed on my first solo trip, and I spent 2 months in Europe, going all over Europe, and that is where I'm going to leave this video off for today. My next video, part 4 of my entrepreneur series, is going to be all about the work that I did when I traveled for work between 2015 and 2020. We all know we stopped traveling in 2020. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. My name is Jackie, and I help people find happier, healthier, and more fulfilling lives by finding a balance between their mind, body, and soul. Find me on social media. I'm at Jackie is Alive on everything from TikTok to Pinterest to Twitter and Instagram. I make new videos every Monday and Friday. You can start and end your week with a little bit of me. Don't forget to click subscribe, and I will see you at the beginning of next week.